Hey everybody, it's Cindy here, and today I want to talk to you about obstacles. Obstacles, because we've been spending a lot of time lately talking together about managing change and navigating change and talking about ways we really want to move through some new chapters in our lives and those kinds of things, or create the new in our life. But many times whenever we want to introduce new, we come up with a lot of obstacles. We see things that are getting in our way. So an obstacle is anything that you believe is stopping you or holding you back from creating what you actually want in your life. Okay, so it could be anything at all. But some of the most popular ones are: I don't have enough time, I don't have enough money, I don't know how to do that, and I'm not good enough or smart enough or fast enough or strong enough or thin enough or pretty enough or whatever. I am not enough in some way. Like, those are some common obstacles. All right. So really, I really want you to consider that anything you see getting in your way, I want you to see them as just excuses. Okay. And then look at them as opportunities. All right. So let's talk about some stories of real people you've heard of who have run into obstacles in their life. Okay. For example, Walt Disney. You've probably heard of him, right? You think he's was a successful person by most people's definition of success, right? Created this wonderful, playful, creative empire that people, for years have been enjoying, and it's turned in. I mean, Disney's turned into this whole multi-billion-dollar business that brings joy and delight and pleasure and fun and all kinds of other things, education, information, to people all over the world, right? Wow, what an impact this man had. Do you know that he actually went bankrupt several times creating businesses before that? And he was fired from a newspaper job for a lack of imagination. Okay. Who knew? What? Walt Disney didn't have enough imagination for a newspaper? Okay, right? So if he would have listened to that feedback, if he would have taken that feedback too seriously, we may not have had the Disney Corporation or anything that came from it in our world today. Okay, and again, he failed at several businesses and went completely bankrupt. Okay, so there you go. Do you think he had a few obstacles along the way? Do you think he pushed through them? Do you think he found a way? Yes, he did. Okay, Marlee Matlin, remember her? Maybe you don't, maybe you do. She was in this beautiful movie years ago. It's one of my all-time favorites, called Children of a Lesser God. She is deaf, okay? She's deaf, and she was in this movie with William Hurt. She wanted to be an actress, but she was deaf, and decided that didn't have to matter, right? And she wanted speaking parts, okay? And yet she didn't speak, right, in the beginning. So anyway, long story short, she became an actress. She was a star in that movie. She won an Oscar. She won an Oscar. There's all kinds of actors and actresses out there who have worked for decades who never even get an Oscar nomination. And here, this woman who had, I suppose we might consider being deaf an obstacle to some goals, right? I mean, I don't know what that's like. I don't have that experience, but I'm sure some people told her she was crazy that she wanted to be an actress, right? That she'd never be an actress. And look what she did. And she went on to act in other things after that movie as well. So, hey, that was an obstacle. Did it stop her? No. And I could go on all night long about stories like this, right? Michael Jordan, not the actor right now, the basketball player, the NBA player, the Chicago Bulls, and I don't know, he owns a team, I think now. I don't know. Anyway, remember him? Broke every record in the basketball world. He didn't make the basketball team. It was high school, I think. He didn't make the team. Again, if he would have taken that feedback too seriously, he may never have gone on to create this whole life he's had around basketball. All right. So, right? So, what are you letting get in your way? Is it feedback from somebody who's telling you you can't do this or you can't do that or you're not good enough or you're not smart enough? Is it you telling you that? Are you telling yourself you're not capable? Because if you really believe you're not capable of overcoming these roadblocks you're seeing, you won't. You'll be right. But if you believe that you can, and you believe there's simply opportunities, an obstacle is an opportunity, then you can move through it. You can move through it and beyond it, and it be a non-issue anymore. Okay, so let's look at these a little more closely. So what if we were to replace the word obstacle and put in the word opportunity? Okay, so ask yourself these questions. How is this obstacle opportunity? How is it challenging me to see differently? How is it challenging me to see the situation differently? How is it challenging me to do something differently? Interesting. And how is it challenging me to be different? How is it challenging me to be different? Okay? I've told you guys before, I don't know if you can see my scar or not. There's a great big scar there. I shattered my wrist into 19 pieces 3 years ago. A little less than, just about exactly 3 years ago. Not quite. And I was living alone 1,000 miles from my home, actually. It was a little dream time I created in my life. I took a sabbatical from work to go live by the ocean for the first time in my life. I was going to have this carefree few months, write a book, get my weight down, start dating again, and live in this beach house a half a block from the ocean. And guess what? 3 weeks in, I fell and shattered my wrist. Obstacle, or was it an opportunity, right? So I didn't know anybody by last name at that point. I'd met some people, but the opportunity there for me was, well, there were many, 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 but one of the first ones I noticed was it gave me the opportunity to trust in the kindness of strangers, right? Because I didn't have anyone close to me there, nowhere near me there, right? So I chose to trust in the kindness of strangers and was super glad I did. It also was an opportunity to learn how to do things with only one hand and one arm, because this one was just locked in place for 2 months, and then I started to have some movement and stuff. But and it was an opportunity to rethink that whole season of my life where I was planning on doing this and I was planning on doing that, and those things were disrupted, right? So anyway, what did I see differently because I had that happen? What did I do differently? How did I be? How was I different? How did I show up differently in my life? And it's a beautiful thing when you can take obstacles and look at them as opportunities and do that. So if your main obstacle that you see in your life is you don't have enough time for the things you actually want to create in your life, I don't have time, I have this, I have that, blah, 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 blah. This is an opportunity for you to really look at how you're spending your time. Look carefully. Keep track of what you do all day long. Keep a little log for about a week, what you do every hour of the day, and look at how much time you waste in there. Or things that you are not as important to you as whatever this is, right? So in other words, if you watch 2 or 3 hours of TV a night and kind of sit there kind of just unwinding that way or something, but actually you say you don't have time to do this hobby over here or to create, work your art or whatever over here, ask yourself, how can I shift that? If you are spending too much time cooking or cleaning, and I don't mean too much, but just more than you really need to, simplify your meal prep and then have more time to do what you love or what you really want to create in your life, right? Just look at the balance of your times. Keep a time log for a week. You will be astounded at what you find in there. Times that you have empty time that you could do something else with. If your obstacle is money, ask yourself, how can I make extra money? Can I sell stuff on Facebook Marketplace or on eBay or something? Can I get a second job? Or can I be a consultant for someone once a week or something? What can I do? What gifts do I have that I can sell my products or my stuff that I don't want anymore? I can sell my services, whatever, to make some extra money. Can I borrow them? Am I trying to start a business, and can I get a small business loan? Can I get a no interest credit card that doesn't have interest for a year, that can give me some financial ability to get a kickstart on some things I want to really develop and create in my life? Can I ask someone in my life for money, a friend or a family member? Am I going to inherit money in when my parents die, and they'd actually, well, maybe they'd like to watch me enjoy part of it while they're still living? Could I ask them? Just get creative in your mind about money. I know someone who borrowed money from her kids. Her kids were little, and she'd help them build up the savings account with and she actually borrowed money out of her young children's fund and then paid them back later before they were going to use it anyway. I mean, there's all kinds of things you can do. Okay, if your obstacle or your opportunity is your own thoughts, your own beliefs, like I'm not good enough, then I want you to start reprogramming your brain by saying, I am good enough. I am creative. I am capable of doing anything I set my mind to. I am confident. I am secure. I am able to find any information I need to create what I want in my life. I can, whatever I view as my obstacle, I can find out things about it and learn new ways to manage it or do something differently. Just keep saying the I ams and look at yourself in the mirror and say, I am good enough. And I love you, Cindy. Tell yourself you love yourself looking in the mirror. You tell everybody else you love them in your life, right? Everybody else is important to you. Well, you are important to you. So when you start, the reason for doing this is to plant your brain with positive thoughts and confidence building thoughts and self-esteem rising thoughts, so you feel more capable of overcoming anything that comes in your way and moving toward what you actually want. Okay? And if you need more of a boost of confidence around all this, then I want you to list your successes in your life. Start to list all your successes in your life. Anything you've learned, everything you've accomplished in your life. I mean, start when you were little and move up. Anything from you learned how to ride a bike, to you learned to speak a foreign language, to you got a certification in something, or a license in something, or you created a wonderful relationship with your grandmother, or you got this award when you were in high school, or last week you lost a pound exercising, or whatever is success to you. Write them all down and then think about the qualities you needed to succeed in those areas. And have those things, that awareness of your success qualities, to help move you through whatever obstacles you think you are facing right now. And then the things you don't know, if your obstacle is, well, I don't know how to do that. I want to publish a book, but I don't know anything about that. Or I want to start my own business, but I don't know anything about that. I want to date again for the first time in 30 years, but I don't know how to do that. Or I want to travel, to a foreign country, but I don't know how to do that. I don't know what I have to do that. Somebody knows. Lots of people know. Anything you come up with that you want to do or create in your life, somebody's already done in some form or another. And probably millions of people have. And with the internet, we don't have any excuses not to find information. You can find anything out there that can guide you and give you feedback and give you some understanding of what steps you need to take to move forward with whatever you want. Okay, so remember, those obstacles out there, those things that are stopping you, whatever it is, can be overcome and turned into great opportunities to create whatever you want. Now, if you're feeling stuck and you just cannot see, you don't know how to see this differently, and you need hands-on support through the obstacles in your life right now, coaching is a fantastic support system to give yourself and say yes to. So all you got to do to apply to my confidence coaching programs, which are excellent. I have a 30-year toolkit and I can get you anywhere you want to go if you're ready to do the work, if you're committed and ready to do the work. So if you want to do this, to apply, we just got to get on the phone. You're going to tell me what's going on in your life, what you're wanting that you don't have right now, and I'm going to listen very, very carefully, and we're going to figure out just how to make those shifts in your life and get a plan going so you can start rocking it. There's no time to waste. I don't know what you're waiting for. So let's get on the phone. Let me know. Give me a message here or private message me. Comment below. Say, hey, I want to apply. I'm in. Whatever. And we'll just get on the phone and talk about it. There's no obligation. There's no big deal. It's just an opportunity, honestly, to begin to move forward in your life with the hands-on support of a great coach and a gal who's overcome a lot of obstacles in her life. Anyway, have a great night. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.